walking on the Ritz.
The expression "in from the cold" applies to Bookstock too. After 10 years of a live author event, like the rest of the world, we were in lockdown. But now, after 2 years off stage, the authors and the poets of Bookstock are back.
Vermont is blessed with a lot of authors, and Bookstock has a wonderful blend of Vermont authors along with authors from all over New England, this year all over the country.
It is fantastic to actually be in person and live at Bookstock, to see real people responding to real authors, to hear them perform directly, to be able to ask them questions, to not be in a little Zoom screen. I'm so grateful that Bookstock is 100% in person and live.
I did get to go listen to Valerie Plame talk last night, and that was really interesting, where she was talking a lot about her experience as a covert operative in the CIA.
Having a Ben Franklin character would be perfect because he was a printer and publisher, he was an author, he even started the first lending library in the colonies.
And so I have not yet had to deal with how I treat the pandemic in my mysteries. And so I wanted to ask you about that question. How will you address the pandemic? You know, some authors have, some are ignoring it completely.
I will not. No, I want people to be able to read my dialogue and not have everybody say.
There's more in the car that we bought of the historical pieces, but I met a couple of the authors.
New York City. There are two others. One was about a great eccentric or close friend of mine.
How long does it take to heal? I'll meet you halfway.
I learned about what became the largest merger in Wall Street history. And I learned about that merger, and it was like, oh my God, I wish I had not been told this piece of information.
Yes, Bookstock's been amazing. My husband and I just opened Naughty Coffee, so the Bookstock was an amazing opportunity. We've sold out of coffee twice already.
And published their own work. What is it that made you decide that an anthology was where you wanted to put your creative energies?
This is my big family. This is where I grew up in Gambia. So Gambia is a small country in West Africa. We are less than 2 million people.
Behind it puts me the most. On the street you've never heard of, there's a wooden piano. On its last legs and a last chance to win. It's manned by a drunkard who's dripping.
I've done a good many books at this point. But this really gives you, an author, a chance to really interact with people.
It's great for both the publishers and the readers. For the publishers, it gets them into a new readership that may not know they exist.
Let's see, we're just gonna really quick walk away.
It's my first time. I'm from Florida and my family vacations in the Northeast, so this is my first time. Yep.
And it was like, it wasn't something I ever saw myself ever saying or speaking out loud, because I don't consider myself someone who performs it in that way.
It's feeling wonderful, especially getting to talk to some of the authors who have written, the local authors here.
Why the hell would you pull the plug when all I ever even really wanted was a little bit of your love? I'm sorry you've been bruised by another lover.
Yeah, it's great to have this boutique festival because the opportunity to see so many talents in one festival is pretty rare any place. And the thing is, as program director, I was the one who was sort of in charge of rounding up the authors. Vermont is just full of big name authors, rising authors, emerging authors, poets, topical authors, literary authors. So you don't have to go very far here to run into an author that deserves a podium.
I just love reading and I love books, and so it was a fun opportunity to explore and talk to some authors and check out the used bookstore.
Thank you for having us here. Thank you to Bookstock.